Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. With the Kragga's Palace Weekly being one of the primary objectives for SWTOR this week, I figured it'd be a good time to explain how the Fabricator Droid puzzle works. The puzzle itself is relatively straightforward. The Fabricator Droid has a large amount of damage resistance, but by firing this massive laser onto the target, we can make him take oogles and boogles of damage. You can see right now, Barris is doing like 70k damage. It's kind of ridiculous. However, this is offset by the fact that the droid has a lot amount of DR, so we have to build this puzzle and then fire the laser onto the droid over and over and over again in order to make it work. Now the puzzle itself requires that you have the bottom layer on the bottom, the middle layer in the middle, and then the top layer on the top onto the droid. Once you have that, you can fire the laser, and then you need to take every single layer out of the right-hand side, throw it into the left or middle consoles, and then rebuild the laser from there. So you can see what we're doing right now is we have pulled the middle layers out, and now we need to build a smaller tower on the left-hand side, which frees up space for the middle layer to come out. You can see now the middle layer is coming out. We're going to pull it down, push it back up, and now we can start rebuilding the tower. So now you can see we've put the bottom layer in the bottom. We have taken the middle or the top layer and thrown it into the middle, and now we will throw over the middle layer so that way our healer can grab it. And then we're going to throw up the top layer. And now we are ready to fire the laser. It's recommended that you use a DPS to be running back and forth and a healer to be on the right-hand side, but we just run this with two people. So you can see now, taking the top layer, throwing it into the middle, so that way we can start building a smaller tower on the left-hand side. Once the smaller tower is built, you can see here running back and forth, moving the small tower onto the left-hand side. The bottom layer will come out, we'll drop it down, and then throw it back up, and now we can start rebuilding the tower. You can see now we are moving the top layer out of the way so that way we can throw the middle layer up and then keep rebuilding the tower. This is a relatively straightforward process. Once you kind of understand the fundamentals of what's happening here, it's a very easy puzzle. But if you don't know what's happening, it can be a little confusing. So you can see we're rebuilding the tower, boop, 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 firing the laser. Now this will do damage to your friends as well, so you might want to give them a little bit of heads up and say, hey, you might be in trouble here if you don't move. So you can see now, once again, pulling all the pieces out, rebuilding a small tower on the left-hand side. Boop, 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 throwing the middle piece or the lower piece into the middle, throwing it back up so they can be on the right-hand side, unbuilding this tower. I'm not sure what the correct term for unbuilding is, and then throwing the tower up once this droid gets out of the way, and then throwing the bottom piece back up so that way it can go on the right-hand side. Boop, 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 boop. You can see here, having some trouble getting these droids to detonate on us. We ran into some issues here with our healers dying and blah, 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 blah. Wasn't able to take the pylons. That's fine. This is not a DPS race. You should be fine. And now we have killed the boss, essentially. This puzzle is relatively straightforward. As I said, once you understand how the mechanics works of having to pull every single layer out of the right-hand side, build the small tower on the left, throw the base into the middle, throw it back up, and throw it over, you can do this with relative alacrity. If you're 16 manning this, you can just have one person stationed at each of the nodes here. But it's pretty straightforward just to do this with two people, one person running back and forth between the left and middle consoles, and then one person just handling the right console. So that is how you do the puzzle boss here at KP. If you have any questions, let me know. Once you do it a couple times, it's relatively straightforward. But if you have no idea how it works, hopefully this little guide helped you out.